Frustrating result, frustrating second half, onside goal disallowed late on. We're now out of the top 4. Well, that did not go well. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my review of the Manchester United versus Chelsea game. And we lost the game 2-1 and I'm really not happy. As you know, I was confident ahead of the game, most Chelsea fans were, and I think we were right to be. But, you know, that didn't happen. And starting it off with the lineup, we did go 4-3-4-3. Thibaut Courtois in goals, Cesar Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen and Antonio Rudiger as the back 3 really. Then Marcos Alonso and Victor Moses, the 2 wing-backs, with N'Golo Kante next to Danny Drinkwater as the 2 central midfielders, with Eden Hazard and Willian starting on the wings and Alvaro Morata starting up front. And I was surprised by Drinkwater starting over Cesc Fabregas. I didn't expect that, but it was what it was. United went with what looked like a 4-3-3 with Matic, Pogba and youngster McTominay in midfield, although it then actually did look like sometimes Pogba was playing just ahead of the other two, almost making it, you know, a 4-2-3-1. Not sure, it kind of mixed in between those two really. But getting into the game, the first mentionable thing that happened was Alvaro Morata hitting the bar in the 4th minute. Marcos Alonso played an unbelievable first time cross on the volley after crossfield ball by Hazard. Played it into the box, Morata got to the ball with his foot, but like I said, it hit the bar. On the volley again for Morata, from close range as well. Unlucky, but from that range you also kind of got to do better, I suppose. I don't want to criticise him for that because that cross was hit with a lot of pace. But obviously it's frustrating when you hit the bar in the 4th minute already. Hazard actually got the rebound of that shot that hit the bar, chested it down and had a go. Didn't connect with the ball properly though. Still got it on target, but forced De Gea to tip the ball over the bar. But that cross from Alonso, Jesus Christ, that was absolute genius. And we were certainly the better team, you know, in the early minutes of the game. On the front foot, forced United to sit very deep, both wing-backs pushing up very high as well. We had most of the ball, looking dangerous. Great start. I would almost say perfect start, but it wasn't, because we missed that huge chance. Then although United did get into the game slightly better after around 10 minutes, we were still the better team and more dominant team. But not just passing around like a bit like Barcelona did on Tuesday, we also looked dangerous. As the game went on though, we did struggle to really create chances. We still had more of the ball and United really didn't do anything going forward, but we started to struggle creating anything. When United didn't just hit us on a counter but attacked properly, we did what we did against Barca really, sat deep, everyone behind the ball, and really forced them to cross the ball. And even though Lukaku is good in the air, against 3 centre-backs he was always going to struggle with that. And then the first real Manchester United chance in the 28th minute through Alexis Sanchez after Matic won the ball back from Alvaro Morata. Then they hit us on a counter. The ball was low crossed into Alexis Sanchez, who thankfully didn't have a great first touch and then almost rolled his effort into Courtois' arms. And one frustrating thing certainly was Victor Moses. He kept getting into really good positions on that right hand flank, but rather than crossing the ball early or cutting it back to teammates at the edge of the box, instead he just ran into opponents basically every time, and that was very frustrating. In the 32nd minute though, Willian made it 1-0, and the Brazilian magician, at the moment that's what he is, struck again. And for that goal we showed Manchester United how to play on a counter-attack. Willian won a header in our own box, then Moses won the next header. It fell to Willian, who went on a charge covering a lot of ground really. Passed it forward to Hazard, who did really well to basically wait and hold it up for Willian to catch up. Played the perfect through ball to the Brazilian, who took the ball into the box and then slotted it in at the near post past De Gea. And to be honest, I was a bit surprised to see De Gea beaten at the near post, but I certainly take it was, you know, a well struck shot of course, but you know, you don't expect De Gea to be beaten at his near post. See, at that point I was very happy about obviously being 1-0 up, but now after losing I can't really sound that excited about it, because then the next thing that happened in the 39th minute was Lukaku making it 1-0. Christensen first lost the aerial battle to Lukaku, then Drinkwater's clearing header just wasn't far enough and not good enough. Then United passed it through our backline really well. Scored a good goal with Martial playing the last pass to Lukaku, who then finished the ball into the bottom left corner. It was a good goal. Bit unlucky with, you know, Drinkwater's clearing header, but that was then 1-0. We had a good chance to retake the lead just a minute later after we took a free kick very quickly. Azpilicueta played an unbelievable through ball to Hazard, who didn't take the shot straight away, had to turn around, but then took a bit of a bad touch that forced him not to have a shot himself. Had to lay it back to Alonso, tried to shoot while falling over basically, but put the ball a yard or two over the bar. And that was then it for the first half, and that was 1-1. A good performance by us. More attacking, more of the ball, and quite solid defensively. But at the end of the day, both teams really had 2 proper chances. We had, you know, Morata hitting the bar and the goal, and United had the Sanchez chance, which maybe wasn't that close to scoring, but you know, if he had a better first touch, he probably would have scored that, and obviously the goal. So although we were the better team, and chances-wise, a draw was probably the fair result at half-time. I felt like at that point we needed Giroud to come on for Morata because Morata just kept falling over again or dribbling into players, and it was just very frustrating. And I thought Giroud could maybe set up the players around him, Willian and Hazard, a lot better than Morata could, because Giroud could hold the ball up against United's strong centre-backs. But there were no changes at half-time. The first chance of the second half did actually fall for Chelsea through Alvaro Morata. After yet again unbelievable play from Willian through the middle, he set up Morata with a good through ball. The Spaniard was quite far to the left when he entered the box, but didn't fancy himself to have a go from his weaker left from that tight angle. Cut it back onto his right, had a goal, but his shot got then blocked by defenders that managed to get back, which was obviously slightly frustrating, but you know what you're going to do. A minute later, we had another almost moment from a counter-attack, a great long ball to Eden Hazard, who then tried to square it to Morata, but the pass got intercepted. Morata basically would have had a clean opportunity to shoot from inside the box. That was obviously frustrating. But other than those two moments, the first 20 minutes of the second half were dull, really. Certainly more so than the first half. Neither team really managing to create anything. Both defending well, but also with sloppy mistakes in build-up play. Until the 76th minute, that was. Lukaku forced a very good save by Courtois on the side volley after Alexis Sanchez crossed it into him. And a few minutes later, Willian with a free kick from quite far out actually, but he tried to surprise De Gea by going for a shot towards the near post rather than crossing the ball. And De Gea sure was surprised by it, because he just about got to it and then he almost let it spill over his own goal line. So, they kind of got lucky there, but obviously it would have been a very lucky goal because De Gea doesn't usually make mistakes like that. And then in the 73rd minute, I thought a very, important moment of the game, because Pedro came on for Eden Hazard. A very surprising move in my opinion. Hazard looked dangerous, maybe not his best game, it certainly wasn't. Willian was the better player out of the two wingers, but Hazard still looked dangerous and he can always create something, and I thought actually in the second half he looked almost better than in the first half in some moments anyway. But the Belgian didn't seem very happy about it at all either, so that makes me think he wasn't carrying a knock or anything, so very questionable. And only 2 minutes later, we conceded a 2-1 to Manchester United through Jesse Lingard. The ball was crossed in by Lukaku, who went past Rudiger and Pedro way too easily. Then Christensen lost Lingard completely. Very poor defending there, I have to say that. As much as I love Christensen, that was poor, very poor. And Lingard was completely free to head the ball in from close range. And, 2-1 down at Old Trafford. What are you going to do after that? United don't really lose at home. United don't really concede at home. Except to Man City, of course. In the 77th minute, actually, we almost made it 2-2 through Willian again after good over-the-top ball by Christensen. The Brazilian went for the near post again, but De Gea managed to keep it out this time. Then we started making more substitutions. In the 78th minute, Giroud came on for Moses, changing our formation to a 4-4-2 kind of thing. With 80 minutes played, then Fabregas came on for Danny Drinkwater. And then the last thing that really happened was Morata actually making it 2-2 in the 86th minute. It was ruled offside. But that was just the wrong decision, because he was onside, and that is extremely frustrating. Yes, you could say maybe something would have changed if the lino didn't flag it and the ref didn't blow his whistle, but De Gea still looked like, he was trying to save it, and look, Morata actually slotted that away really nicely against, hitting the opposite far post, and it went in from there. Could have been 2-2, should have been 2-2. Still wouldn't have been all too happy with a draw, but after going 2-1 down, obviously we would have taken that much rather than a defeat. And that was then full time. A 2-1 defeat at Manchester United. And the first half was good. We played well, didn't create enough chances really, but mainly because Manchester United defended well, of course, hit the bar really early on, then made it 1-0. Then we conceded a good goal before half-time, but in the second half, after the first few minutes anyway, we were nowhere near as energetic anymore for whatever reason. Willian was probably the only one, and Hazard until he came off. But we just didn't create anything until after conceding the 2-1 really. Willian with that chance, and then Morata obviously that ruled offside goal late on. Generally I feel Conte got that wrong in the second half. Taking Hazard off, unless he was carrying a knock, was the wrong decision in my opinion. You can't take off Hazard, and he didn't look like he was carrying a knock because he looked rather unhappy with Conte when he walked past him. Giroud in my opinion should have come on for Morata way before we even went 2-1 down, because like I said, Morata just kept falling over, and even though he obviously did basically score the 2-2 later on, he still wasn't very good overall, and it's bloody frustrating with him at the moment. He was out, he was injured, he was carrying pain. I don't know if he's still in pain, who knows. But it's a bit frustrating at the moment. He keeps falling over and he keeps running into people. You're going to have to get used to, getting knocks on your head, getting knocks in your, chin and that kind of thing. It just happens in the Premier League. That's what it is. If you're not going to get used to it, you're never going to be successful here, because you can't just keep falling over, because clearly you barely get the free kicks for it, and surely you should have noticed that by now. This has been going on for months now, that you keep falling over and you don't get the free kick. How about you change it and don't fall over anymore, because it's clearly not working. I mean, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again if it doesn't work. You know, I wasn't happy with that. Giroud should have come on earlier. And also, if we wanted to win, Fabregas should have come on for Drinkwater much earlier, if not started in the first place. So, I wasn't happy with that bit. Of course, you know, the players didn't do well enough in the second half either. Christensen made the mistake to concede, or, you know, one of the mistakes, Rudiger let Lukaku go past him way too easily as well. But, you know, I wasn't happy, especially with taking Hazard off. I mean, I think the game plan at the start was very good. We started off really well. We're much the better team in the first half, so you can't say Conte got everything wrong. But in the second half, he made a few wrong decisions, in my opinion, anyway. And we're now 5th, 2 points behind Tottenham in 4th, with our next game being against the league leaders, Man City. And, you know, as much as I would like to think that we can get a win, or, you know, at least a draw there, it's not guaranteed, is it? And if we don't, and the other teams do win, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble to still get top 4. Of course, other teams still play each other, but still, I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all today, because I was confident and I thought we could get it, and I thought we would get the win, and a lot of other people did as well. When we didn't, we just didn't, and it, you know, was sloppy mistakes, not taking chances, and in my opinion, just not having Fabregas on the pitch, because we just didn't have enough security on the ball when we were under pressure. Because we sometimes just played it out a little bit too quickly when, you know, and without finding, you know, a teammate. Moses had half the time just kicked it long for no reason. I don't know if he was thinking for, you know, hoping that William would make a run down the right-hand side, but Moses just kept kicking it long. Except Moses, I can't really be unhappy with anyone. Defensively, Moses was good, but going forward, didn't do anything. Otherwise, I can't really have a big go at anyone, really. I mean, yeah, Christensen and Rudiger made the mistakes, I suppose, but other than that, I can't really complain about everyone. No one was awful. In the second half, and everyone was just not energetic enough. Oh, sorry, I say that. Forgot about Morata. No, he was poor. He was poor. But still, the goal late on should have stood. Anyway, that's really it from me. Leave me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Of course, you know, some people might still say, no, it was offside. It wasn't. It just wasn't offside. But yeah, leave me all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Don't forget to check out my social media, which is last1507 on both Instagram and Twitter. As you can see over here, I'd massively appreciate it if you could follow me there. And also, make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. That'd be absolute class. Thank you guys for watching. No matter what, it's upwards and onwards. Up the Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.